guys, I hope you're well. We are back today with another trusty science experiment with some vinegar and baking powder. And I'm very excited because I've seen this a couple of times and hopefully it works. It was actually on the telly during the week. It was on Dahi and Mora, and my dad actually saw it and told me that I should do it. So I think that's a great idea. So we'll have a go and hopefully it works. What the experiment is, we are going to blow up or inflate a balloon with vinegar and baking powder. Actually, no, we're going to inflate a balloon with science. And hopefully it works. It says on the internet that you will need vinegar and baking soda, but I have apple cider vinegar and baking powder, so I assume they're the same, and we'll just see. And I have a balloon that is from a packet that are very hard to blow up, so you know the odds are stacked against us, but it doesn't matter. This is what we have in the house and this is what we're using. So we will start by getting a bottle. Again, it's another empty oil bottle. I just have loads of these hanging around. And we will put in our vinegar. Now it says to use a cup of vinegar, so the cup might be around there. Again, I don't think the measurements are very important in this one because the videos I've seen, people just seem to be kind of throwing it in, so we'll have a go. Okay. Might be a bit more than a cup. That's all right. Ooh, vinegar smells very strong. Now, normally in science, if you're doing an experiment, it's very important to measure out the ingredients very carefully, because if you're doing an experiment that involves a reaction, like this one, as in you mix two things together and then something different happens, it's good to get all the measurements out properly. It's kind of like baking as well. If you use different measurements, it's not going to come out at the same time. But this one is just a bit different because I've seen a few different measurements, so it looks like it doesn't really matter, and we're just going to combine everything and try our best. So the next thing is we have our vinegar. This is our balloon, and another lesson in homemade funnels. I think I might actually buy a funnel because I seem to be using a lot of them. This is our baking powder. So I think baking powder and baking soda are kind of the same thing. They're slightly different, but they have the same base ingredients maybe, which means they're kind of made from the same stuff. So we'll put a few spoons, again not very accurate measurements, but you know, put a few spoons into our balloon. Oops. Okay, so a bit is going in, that's good. So for this funnel, I just cut out a piece of paper or a piece of envelope. If you did it with a piece of cardboard, it would probably be better because it'd be more sturdy, more strong. So you cut it into a circle, and then you cut a line from one edge of the circle. Well, the circle doesn't have edges. From one point at the circle into the center, and then you just kind of fold it across and sellotape it. If you have it in front of you, you'll be able to do it. So the balloon doesn't have to be very full. So we'll just see how much we can get in. Now, if you have another funnel, a stronger funnel, that would probably work better, like a plastic funnel. But sure, look, sometimes we just have to make do with what we have. Get a pen. Perfect. Okay, there we go. While I was getting that baking soda or baking powder in the balloon, loads of it puffed up right up my nose, and I got a very strong smell of it. And I don't think I have had that strong a smell of baking powder since I was in school doing these experiments. And I just had a lovely flashback to that because that was so much fun. I love doing experiments in school. Okay, so this is our baking powder. Oh, there's quite a lot in there. Okay, sure, we'll see what happens. Okay, so like in another video we did about a tablet, an effervescent Alka-Seltzer tablet, I think it was. We put it in an oil and water mixture with some food colouring, and whenever those two things mixed, there was a reaction and carbon dioxide bubbles were released, and they ended up pushing all the colour to the top, and then it fell down and then it came back up. It was the lava lamp experiment. So this is going to be a similar reaction. We're going to mix our baking soda with our vinegar, and that's going to create, it's called an acid-base reaction, and that is going to create loads and loads of carbon dioxide. There's not going to be, well, there are going to be a few bubbles. They're not going to be as big. It's going to kind of fizz up, and it's going to make carbon dioxide, which is a gas. And normally whenever we blow into a balloon, that's what fills it, the gas fills it. So the carbon dioxide released from the reaction is going to fill the balloon, hopefully, and you know, with a lot of science experiments, you kind of cross your fingers and hope nothing explodes. That's a joke, nothing is going to explode. We're doing this very carefully and very safely. And I haven't seen it explode on any other experiment channel, so I'm a bit nervous. Okay, we're going to go, and it's going to be great. And this balloon is going to expand. I'm going to hold this. Oh, yeah, hold it here. And we go 1, 2, 3, science. Okay, so already, oh wow! We can see the balloon explode, or not explode. We can see the balloon expand because these are carbon dioxide bubbles, and it's creating a gas, and it's pushing it up, 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 and it can't escape out of the balloon, so it's causing it to expand, to blow up. We are inflating the balloon with science. And look at that, it's all very safe. And nothing's flying off, nothing's exploding. I'll show you guys the reaction close up. I actually had some food colouring here that we could have put in the vinegar, but the vinegar was already a lovely orangey brown colour, so why mess with that? It's lovely. So there's our reaction, there's our carbon dioxide bubbles mixing with our vinegar, and you can't see the gas because it's invisible. So it's going up, 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 up into our balloon, and I can hear it. I wonder if you can hear it fizzing. You can see the bubbles there. That's a cool reaction. Pretty cool. So whenever we blow up balloons for birthdays or any kind of party, if we blow them up ourselves with our lungs, with the air from our lungs, we are actually breathing out carbon dioxide. So carbon dioxide doesn't float, so it just kind of stands up here because that's where the gas is pushing it up. So it doesn't float. So if we blow up balloons, we have to stick them to the wall or the ceiling or stick them to something, or else they'll fall on the ground. So if you want a balloon to float up in the air, inside where there's no wind, because sometimes wind carries balloons away, if you want a balloon to float and stay up in the air, you use a different kind of gas, and that's helium. So there's loads of different gases. We actually breathe in a different gas. We breathe in oxygen, and that's made by the flowers and the trees and the plants, and we breathe out carbon dioxide. So that's pretty cool. And look, there's even a little bit of vinegar or something dripping down the side there. So that was, shake it, see if there's any more reaction left in it. So I've seen videos with a much bigger reaction. So they could have put in more vinegar, maybe they could have put it up to there. They could have half filled the bottle with vinegar, put in more baking powder, and then the balloon might have grown very, very big. But I think this is cool. So we have created a reaction with two things that you can find in your house, and we probably will do a few more experiments on vinegar and baking soda. One of my favourite experiments to do with these two compounds, these two materials, is the volcano experiment, and we actually did it before in creche, and it's so much fun. You make a volcano, you put your baking powder in the middle of it, and then you pour in your vinegar, and you can put paint or food colouring in. We put a few dinosaurs around our volcano, and we saw the eruption. It came out and it spilled all over the dinosaurs, and it was like cool orange lava. So that's cool. Another successful science experiment. So I'm very happy. This is cool. Don't be using up all mommy's and daddy's vinegar and baking soda, because they have to use it to make you lovely dinners and lovely treats. So you can do a bigger version or a smaller version. And yeah, pretty happy with this. Love science. Okay, I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and again, if you want to do a scientific report, you can write out what you're going to do, what materials you're using, and what you think is going to happen. Then you do your experiment, and then you write what actually happened, and then you can write what you learned as well. And if you don't want to write it, you can draw pictures of everything that happened and colour it in lovely. Okay, brilliant. See you guys in the next video. Bye.